We are literally witnessing one of the most significant changes in history around the global financial system, and almost 90% of the world is asleep at the wheel, not researching, not understanding this, and also not prepared for what's coming as well. And in this video, I really want to address a lot of what we are seeing right now and why it does pertain to Ripple and even XRP and how they're actually at the forefront of this massive once in a lifetime change. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's take a quick look at this post here from Subjective Views that really is giving us 7 reasons to be optimistic about this industry in the next 24 months. Now, the big thing that I want to say right now, this does not mean that you should hodl all your bags for 24 months or anything like that. In fact, I do think that we are getting close to another bear market, obviously. So just be prepared for that and just make sure that you guys are aware of that as well. But number one is Gary Gensler will be out. He is on his way out. We know that, on January 20th, he's basically going to be leaving the SEC. But on top of, Gary Gensler leaving the SEC, we also have number 2, which is favorable regulatory environment. Yes, in the US, crypto adoption and acceptance is starting to grow significantly. And I do think that this is only going to continue, especially as other nations around the world start to push the pro-crypto agenda even more and want to become a crypto hub. So in order to do so, guess what? They have to start accepting and integrating the technology as well, which will only put more pressure on the US, which I do think that the US is also realizing this right now. But also number 3, appointment of a crypto czar. Number 4, digital payment systems on the rise. They have been on the rise for many years now. Number 5, classification of certain cryptocurrencies as commodities under the CFTC. We already know that Brad Garlinghouse did meet with Caroline DePam from the CFTC back in like 2022, 2023. Number 6 is Stablecoin Act floating around Congress right now. Only supports the RLUSD even more. We also know that that is potentially launching on the 4th. That's definitely going to be a big one to focus on. And then, of course, we have number 7. Institutional capital allocation after regulatory clarity that will add trillions to the space. Crypto is a pretty good bet if you're here or thinking about it. Yes, I do think that everyone should have a short-term, mid-term, and even a long-term plan around crypto because the entire environment is going to change. We know that the global financial system as a whole is starting to change significantly to actually accept, adopt, and integrate these technologies in a very large way. And as we really think about that, yes, regulatory clarity is most likely going to be happening next year. And with that, institutional adoption does happen in a very large way. But institutions have already been here. They've been prepared, they have been preparing for regulatory clarity for a while. And if we're thinking about that, what are some crypto projects and companies that are going to benefit in a great way? Well, Ripple has been around this space for well over a decade, utilizing the XRP ledger, pushing the XRP ledger to institutions and big banks and, other giants. They're at the forefront of this, especially with the fact that XRP technically already does have clarity. But on top of this, if we go over here from Smoke Dog, countries are turning bullish on crypto. Historically, anti-crypto countries are now opening their doors to crypto. Countries turning bullish on crypto. Countries that have been anti-crypto for ages have started opening doors to crypto. And this is because of the growing interest around crypto, the adoption of crypto, why and how crypto does reach the mainstream and gets mass adoption. But also, institutional focus has only significantly grown over the last 12 months and looks as though it's going to continue. So almost every country wants to be on this train. They don't want to miss out. But if we go over here, we have, if you were paying attention, you would have seen this coming 5 months ago. Swift and digital assets in 2025. Live transactions using crypto over Swift's 11,000 institutional member network. Here we have from March 26th, Swift planning launch of new central bank digital currency platform in 12 to 24 months back in March of this year. If we go over here, this is October 3rd. I bring this back up because Swift is the powerhouse around the big banks, 11,000 plus institutions tapped in. Exciting news. Starting next year, financial institutions from around the world will start trialing live digital asset and currency transactions on the SWIFT network. Hello, did someone mention that the global financial system is undergoing one of the biggest changes in history? Oh yeah, we have been talking about it. This is exactly what I mean by this. This marks an important milestone in our journey to enable banks to transact interchangeably across both existing and emerging asset and currency types using their current connection to SWIFT. As new forms of value emerge, our intention is to continue offering our community the ability to seamlessly make and track transactions of all kinds of assets, using the same secure and resilient infrastructure that is integral to their operations today. So they literally want to plug and play with these new technologies, with these new ledgers. This is all to make sure everything is integrated and interoperable. But also remember that SWIFT does not settle or clear. So if you think about that, they want to plug into third-party players in order to realize in the most up-to-date and efficient clearing and settlement of assets. But on top of this, let's go over to this post here, because this is very, very significant. Just in, US President-elect Trump says BRICS countries will face 100% tariffs if they create a new currency to replace the mighty US dollar. Now, you might be saying, all right, well, Nick, we were with you all the way up until this post, and that's okay, because I'm going to explain this. If we're thinking about this, this is going to accelerate the push to new, not only financial systems and settlement systems, but also accelerate the push towards digital currencies. Let's go over here. Just in, Trump says BRICS countries will face 100% tariffs if they dare to create a new currency to replace the mighty US dollar. Here's the full breakdown. They're talking about the new BRICS currency here. And they are saying that, you know, they could go find another sucker. There is no chance that the BRICS will replace the US dollar in international trade, and any country that tries should wave goodbye to America. But the problem is that the BRICS have quickly expanded. It's not just, it's not just 5 of them anymore. It's a very significant amount of countries that are in support of what the BRICS are doing. So this is going to accelerate the push. This is going to accelerate the new system. Even over here, we have today marks a historical shift. The United States drowning in $36 trillion of debt and a nearly 7% GDP deficit threatens nations to uphold its debt-based currency. Meanwhile, BRICS moves to reset and rebuild hard assets. The US needs to leverage gold to retain dominance. And this is another big thing to focus on, because the BRICS nations have been quickly outpacing the US in terms of gold buying and accumulation. But also, the BRICS nations have been accumulating gold since going all the way back to 2010, because after 2008, they realized what was going to happen. They knew that the traditional financial system is breaking. And now, as we do focus on this and we really kind of, think about what's happening logically, the biggest moves to actually accelerate this new system is becoming a reality. These moves accelerate it. If you don't believe me, go back to 2022 when we announced sanctions against the BRICS. In fact, Russia was quickly right there addressing how they were going to utilize digital currencies and push back against the US dollar. The next day, 24 hours after we announced sanctions, we started to develop and push for a CBDC in the US through Executive Order 14067. Now, if we go over here to Linda P. Jones, she did say, super, creating new treasury issued US dollar backed by physical assets, sign agreements with BRICS, problem solved. And this is most likely where we are going to go. But it's all going to be digital. That's the big piece here. How will this work? Well, first, let's go over here to back in 2016, President-elect Donald Trump said, bringing back the gold standard would be very hard to do, but boy, would it be wonderful. You are reading this right. Check it out.
Bringing back the gold standard would be very hard to do, but boy, would it be wonderful. We'd have a standard on which to base our money.
So you guys have it, and this goes all the way back to 2016. Now, if we go over here, we have, given that 9 out of 10 central banks are actively developing a central bank digital currency, this setup is all too perfect for the introduction of a neutral bridge asset like XRP for cross-border trade. It's a win-win for everyone. And yes, this is all pushing us into an environment that is going to be completely bullish for digital currencies and these altcoins, like for an example, XRP, that definitely do have that title over their head, aka a neutral bridge asset, because it's basically something that nobody can control. So the US can use this, the Brics can use this, and they don't have to be tied back to the US dollar. But you might be saying, all right, well, Nick, this doesn't make any sense to me. This is all ridiculous. How does this tie back to gold? How will we have gold backing things, and what's going to happen? Well, think about it like this, right? HSBC partnered with Ripple back in November of 2023. They partnered with Medico, which is now Ripple owned, and it's actually rebranded to Ripple Custody. And this was for tokenized securities custody platform, right? And this goes back to November 9th. This year, HSBC made a big move to actually have tokenized gold available to Hong Kong retail clients. So HSBC, one of the largest banks out there, has tokenized gold. Okay, they're bringing gold on chain, they're tokenizing it, fractionalizing it, and this is leading us down a path to what, in my opinion, will be a complete reset of the monetary system. And if you guys do remember this is a nice PDF file. This goes all the way back to 2020, by the way. This has talked about this new setup of the SDR system, where you have the central bank digital currencies tied back to the US, Europe, Japan, China, UK, Russia. You could, name pretty much every single major nation out there. And that will be tier 2. That's where everyone will have their own local currency unit. It'll be defined as a specified quantity of SDRs. You guys probably know this PDF file. I've included it many times on this channel. There's a lot here, by the way, but we will have the fractional gold reserve required. That will already be in place. This is going to be a new Bretton Woods movement. Yes, you will have XRP have its role in this. I do believe that all other digital currencies that have utility will also play a significant role in the evolution of currencies and money itself. But here we have the price of XRP would be defined as a specified quantity of SDRs, just like the local currencies. Again, is this too far-fetched? It doesn't really seem like it. Tier 1 will be the SDR, which would be defined as equal to a specified weight in gold. And then, of course, we have gold at the top, which, we really kind of look at the gold price, non-deflationary price of gold in a global gold-backed SDR standard. Gold will most likely be repriced and revalued, but we will have all of this priced down to an ounce. It will be fractionalized. Everything will have a specified weight in gold. It could be fractionalized into, certain percentages of, gold or whatever. But this is how I envision this new system essentially looking like. Now, you might call me crazy. You might say, no way, this is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. But if we think about what's actually happening, every single central bank out there is exploring CBDCs at the same exact time that they are stacking up a ton of gold. So why are they stacking up gold if they are starting to push for a CBDC? That's why I do think that this system makes a lot of sense, where we will have these CBDCs backed by an SDR, which would be equal to a specified weight in gold. And then, of course, at the top of the list, we do have gold. Gold will be in that SDR. The gold price will completely be revalued. Gold will most likely be tokenized on chain as well. And all of this is exactly how we realize in the digital financial system. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.